Hi, everybody, and Happy New Year. Welcome to this dose of Dr.
E
and Dr. P. So, classically, it's New Year. Everybody talks about what resolutions they're going to, do. And we just want to be mindful that a lot of times people let these things go, like they commit to them for a little bit, but then they feel bad when they stop doing them. So we're going to take a different spin on this and talk about the resolutions that we're not going to keep. And you'll get it as we go along. So we each have a couple written down here. So Steve, you want to give us the overall flavor of how this is going to go? Tell us one of the resolutions you're not going to keep.
Yeah, I am not going to restrict the foods I like to eat, such as a donut here and there, or some of my favorite cold cereal tricks, which I've mentioned many times. I am going to restrict the time of the day that I eat any type of food because I like to intermittent fast.
Yeah. Well, kind of mind that goes along with that. Well, first of all, you're not going to eat tricks like every single day.
Of course not.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to just say no more tricks.
Yeah. And I think diet is a classic one, right? Like for me, usually in January, I'm always like, okay, I'm going no carb or low carb. I'm not going to do that this year. And guess what? I'm not going to stop eating eggs. Because Steve always gives me crap about how they're bad for you and they raise your cholesterol, which I disagree with. I do take cholesterol medication. My cholesterol is perfect. So I'm going to eat eggs. And when I do eat my eggs, I'm going to make sure to just kind of put it right in your face and just really enjoy it. And when you get your goopy egg beaters, you're going to be all sad
Jeremy,
about
there's something wrong with that picture. You take expensive cholesterol drugs so you can eat eggs that are not good for you.
Hey, this is my New Year's resolutions of what I'm not going to do.
All right.
Not eating eggs. How about you?
Okay.
I'm not eating eggs.
Well, I'm going to limit my eggs and go to egg beaters.
Okay.
All right, my next one. I am not going to do a century bike ride. That's 100 miles. But I am going to commit to getting on my Peloton bike 2 to 3 times during the week and doing a little class.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a great one. I mean, again, exercise is probably number 2, kind of weight related. And so often people are like, I'm going to run a marathon by the end of January, these unrealistic things. So setting some goals, getting on your Peloton a couple times a week, which is something you're probably already close to now anyway.
Yep.
But committing to kind of something like regimen. And
That's
I think
the key. Commit to something you're already doing. It's a good strategy. What about you?
I think that's great. So for me, I'm not giving up alcohol. So a lot of people will do this, dry January, which if you're going to do that, more power to you. I do want to try to cut down though. So I'm going to try, in January to be mindful of picking, 1, maybe 2 days a week that I'm going to have something to drink. Try to kind of stick to that rather than, a complete abstinence for January, because Steve likes me a lot better when I've had a drink or two.
Yeah, that could be true, but I do want you to commit to the AA meetings that you're supposed to do.
Okay.
All right. One thing that I am going to commit to for the year 2024, I am not going to buy any more items from Lululemon, because Jeremy and my girlfriend, they tell me they're sick and tired of me always wearing Lululemon stuff.
We didn't plan this, but Lulu, right? Lulu.
Yeah.
This is Lulu?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Steve is usually just a head-to-toe walking Lulu.
This is Lulu underwear.
Oh my gosh. Can we...
Now, they don't make shoes. So
do they make socks?
They make sports socks. So.
Yeah. So we don't want to get Steve on the topic of Lulu because he'll talk your ear off about how comfortable it is, blah, blah, blah. He owns every single item of clothing that Lulu has ever made. So our deal that we've made, and this was with some negotiation, is he can continue to wear it. He just simply can't buy new items.
Right, and that's fair.
Yeah. And so you just probably need to not go in the store. Would be how are you going to approach this?
I can still look.
I don't know if you can.
Well, okay, I can only go in the store with either you or Jamie.
No, you're allowed to go in the store. I'm just saying I don't think you have the willpower to not buy something when you're in there.
So if I go with you or Jamie, my diabetic police friends, they'll keep me from buying.
So keep an eye out for Steve's wardrobe throughout the year to see if it either just becomes more tattered Lulu or maybe you get down to something new.
Okay.
So for me, actually, Steve wrote some of mine, and I actually like these. He always gives me crap that every day I show up, I have some, something I bought, a food item or a drink or whatever. I like eating out, and not necessarily fast food or something, but I like the process of going places. I like to go to Starbucks, not necessarily for the coffee, but it's something to do. It's like a little event.
But you go to Starbucks for your coffee. You go to McDonald's for their special Diet Pepsi.
No, Diet Coke. They make the best Diet Coke with fat straws at McDonald's. Yeah.
You always seem to be, you go to Taco Bell for the
Crunch
Baja
Wraps.
Blast, Zero.
Yeah.
And you're always, I wouldn't say junk food, but fast food.
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A in and out here and there, but other healthy stuff.
Well, I'm glad you detailed all that because I'm not giving it up. I'm going to keep doing it. But what I am going to try to do is eat a little bit more at home and get into the habit, of cooking a little bit more at home. And I'll try to pin myself down on exactly what that means, like times per day or whatever. But I'm going to be realistic that I'm not going to say I'm cutting out all fast food or I'm cutting out coffee or whatever because I don't think I really need to do that. So it's about being realistic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, my last one is I'm not going to learn how to play the guitar because I'd love to keep up with you and Eric on all the songs that we do, but I am going to get my flute that I played in 6th grade tuned up, and I'm going to pick up some songs and little pieces, and maybe I can audition for one of the TCOYD songs. There's 13 songs out there, and I want to play like an Ian Anderson piece or something like that.
What a year this is going to be. You're going to be a flute playing, new wardrobe wearing guy. It's going to be very exciting.
Well, you're going to be sober. That's good.
I know. So anyways, hope you guys can commit to some things that you're not going to do this year. And please let us know what those might be. But this has been fun. Happy New Year, buddy.
Yeah,
Love
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you guys.
All right.
Take care. Bye.
See ya.